Hey, this is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Now, who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to talk about Francis Ngannou, the former UFC heavyweight champion of the world. Looks like he's a free agent, and this video is about what's in store for the future. Really quick, if you like the channel, if you like the content, if you like the videos, please help by subscribing to the channel if you have not done so already. Also, if you please hit that thumbs up button. It really does help and support the channel. Now, back to this video. So basically, let's just go back from the beginning. Francis Ngannou, like many UFC fighters, feel like they're being underpaid. In which case, Francis Ngannou basically went on strike and was like, I'm not fighting for anything less than ... And UFC President Dana White, of course, he's not going to budge. Well, that being said, Francis Ngannou's contract basically ran out. Now, what does that mean? It means that he's a free agent. What does that mean? I mean, he can fight anywhere, any organization. He's totally free to do so. And now the sky's the limit in how much money he can make, because the guy can make money. The guy is just, I don't want to use the word freak of nature, but he's a specimen. You know, he's humongous, like 6'8" or something like that. He's got the muscles, he's got the looks, he's got the knockout power, he's marketable. Who doesn't want to have Francis Ngannou? Now, there have been talks in the past. The reason why this video is being made is there have been talks in the past of a crossover fight, but I guess it may not be a crossover fight now that Francis Ngannou is a free agent. But if Francis had his wish, he would have been a UFC champion and a boxing champion. And he would do both. He would fight in MMA and he would also box. Well, UFC President Dana White has already seen where this goes, and it just doesn't end well for the UFC. It doesn't end well for the UFC fighter, and it hurts the brand. When you're trying to market yourself as saying, you know, we're the roughest, toughest guys in the world, and then they get knocked out by a boxer, it doesn't say a whole lot. It's not going to necessarily push the sport to the forefront. So I can totally see where he's going with that. But you know, that was two small guys, and that's Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor fighting at, like, I think it was 154 pounds. And that's cute, but until you get the big boys. Now we're talking about, you know, 240 plus. These are some big guys. These are some giants. Now, what this video was really about is Tyson Fury. How does he connect with Francis Ngannou? Well, Tyson Fury has stated several times in the past that he would like to fight Francis Ngannou. They've even tried to get this fight made. But again, UFC President Dana White was not having that, and for good reason. You know, you want to put your heavyweight champion up against arguably the best heavyweight boxer there is, the lineal champ. Good luck with that. Then what happens when he comes back all bruised, battered, and scarred? Good luck with that. So I can understand why he's hesitant to do so, or why he was, past tense, hesitant to do so. But now that Francis is free, Francis can do whatever he likes. And that includes boxing, which is why we're making this video. I imagine that talks are already being made for Francis to box. That's an obvious. And I would even go even further to say Tyson Fury is already on the phone with his management team saying, hey, we got to make this fight happen. We got to get our hands on this guy before he gets in the ring with somebody and they wash him up. And then we're not going to be able to generate anything because I'm better than the guy he's probably going to get in the ring with. So I got to get my hands on him first, you know, so we can market the myth. That's basically what's going on. Now, do I see this fight happening? There was a point in time when I didn't see the fight happening because, you know, obviously promotions and I mean, after Floyd and Conor, I feel like anything can be made. To be honest with you, there are fights right now with people who don't even have arms. There are fights with men and women. There are fights with one person versus 4 or 5 multiple little smaller people. So anything can be made, especially for the right amount of money. The overall question is, you know, who wants to see this stuff? And with all the YouTube fighters, with all these guys who never laced up a glove in their life, and suddenly now they want to be, you know, boxers. Listen, there's money to be made, and people want to watch these weird spectacle fights. These are like circus fights. They really are. Conor and Floyd Mayweather is different. Floyd Mayweather is Floyd Mayweather, arguably the greatest boxer, I would say, of the last 40 years, 40, 50 years. So, yeah, who doesn't want to see him and Conor McGregor? Conor McGregor was smoking hot when he fought Floyd Mayweather. He had just won his second championship belt. He already had the 145 belt. He went up and he took the 155 belt, and he took it so impressively. Why not? He was younger than Floyd. He was bigger than Floyd. He had a big mouth like Floyd. He could sell a fight like Floyd. That was the perfect combination. It was a gumbo part of marketing. That's literally what it was. But nobody expected Conor McGregor to win. Okay. Well, we look at Francis Ngannou. Arguably one of the most hard-hitting guy possibly in all of MMA. And he's on a roll. It wasn't like he lost his title. No, he was stripped of his title. And he chose to give up his title. And you're looking at Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, the lineal champ, the man who's done it all, the man who dethroned Deontay Wilder. That's a fun fight. That's a fun fight. That's a fun promotion. That's big in marketing. You have two guys who are bigger than life. When you look at Francis Ngannou's story, just how he got into the fighting business and where he came from. And, he literally dug himself out the dirt and made something out of his life. And look at him now. He's the former UFC champion. Okay, we can sell this. He hits harder than like a Mack truck. I think they said like he had the punching power of like some automobile or something like that, a vehicle. That's a hard-hitting dude. He also has the look. He looks intimidating. And then you get the Gypsy King. You get all that comes with him. He's the guy who dethroned Wilder. He's the guy who took a punch from Wilder several times. Been down from Wilder, 3 times now? 4? 3? 2? No. I think it's 3. 3 times from Wilder. Got back up. Most people don't get back up. Most people don't even know where they are after they get hit by Deontay Wilder. The Gypsy King got up 3 times. That's impressive. You put these guys together, that's a fun fight. You get all the skills and boxing know-how, boxing IQ of Tyson Fury, and you get the power and the fierceness of Francis Ngannou. Listen, Francis Ngannou could hurt any man on this earth with one punch. That's a scary dude. So when you look at the fear factor of this fight, yeah, it's fun. It's exciting. When you look at the fact that we're talking about 2 different countries, Francis Ngannou is coming from Cameroon and Africa. And you look at Tyson Fury representing the UK, it's still fun. You have 2 different countries. You have a contrast of styles. You have a puncher versus a boxer. You have a big mammoth versus another big mammoth. You have all the tangibles of a great fight. Tyson Fury is not the hardest hitter in the world, but he is a boxer. He does know how to throw a punch. He could possibly knock Francis Ngannou out. Francis Ngannou has never been knocked out. There was a point in time where he got a little punch shy, but outside of that, he worked his way out the rut, and here he is. I always thought that Francis Ngannou was a much better boxer than anything else. I never consider him a complete or a whole mixed martial artist. He's not that versed in anything else outside of punching. Every once in a while he'll throw a kick. He was starting to evolve. In his last fight, he had a few takedowns, but outside of that, in his purest form, he's a boxer. That's basically it. He's a boxer at his purest form. That's where he's most comfortable. He's most comfortable on his feet. He's most comfortable throwing his hands, not necessarily kicking. He's a boxer in his purest form. So this isn't technically the hardest thing to market, because the overall argument is going to be, well, we've seen this before. Yeah, you've seen it, but you haven't seen it on this scale. You haven't seen it on this scale. You've seen probably the most popular Irish fighter probably ever, with the most popular American fighter, the guy who everybody wants to dethrone. Yeah, that was fun, but they're smaller guys. I'm sorry, when it's the heavyweight fights, it's exciting because it's going to end dramatically. When you have that, listen, Tyson Fury showed up at the Deontay Wilder fight, what, 270? Listen, you got two guys who are 270 pounds. Someone's going home on a stretcher. Someone's getting knocked out. Somebody's getting flat-lined. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of force. That is blunt trauma to the head, okay? So do I want to see it? Absolutely. Am I sure that Tyson Fury has already made his way to Francis Ngannou in some way, shape, or form? I definitely believe so. Do I believe this is a fight that can stop Tyson Fury from unifying with Alexander Usyk? Yes. Yes. You're talking about a $100 million fight. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. If this is marketed correctly, this could be bigger than Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. If it's marketed correctly, it could absolutely top that. 100%. I think this could be a $300 million fight if it's marketed correctly. Listen, Francis Ngannou went out on a bad, sour note from the UFC, but he didn't go out in a bad look from the UFC. He went out as a UFC champion. He would be fighting right now as a UFC champion had it not been for what he felt he was deserved, in fighting. He would be the UFC champion. We would be talking about Francis Ngannou and John Jones in his comeback fight. That's what we would be talking about right now. But instead, we're talking about Francis Ngannou and the lineal champ, Tyson Fury. Yes, this is fun. This is fun. Tyson Fury will definitely make this fun. And Francis Ngannou isn't much of a trash talker, but you know what? When you're that big and you're that menacing, you don't necessarily have to talk a lot of trash. You just kind of have to show up. And he's the type of guy he knows how to work the media. I'll say it like that. Does he know how to work it like Tyson Fury? No. Listen, for this promotion, you just hand Tyson Fury a mic. He'll do the rest. And you show up on the night of, and you both can do what you got to do. I mean, this does have a fear factor to it. I think if Francis Ngannou hits Tyson Fury, I don't know if Tyson gets up. Deontay Wilder hit him a few times, but he got up. But the difference between Francis Ngannou and Deontay Wilder, probably like 30 pounds. That's the difference. That's the difference. Deontay Wilder, credit to his power when he can put these big guys down and he's walking around like, 219. But the reality is Francis Ngannou is walking around like 240, 250. If he hits Tyson Fury, I'm not sure Tyson Fury gets up. If he hits Tyson Fury flush, I'm not sure Tyson Fury walks out the ring. Moving forward, I believe, win, lose, or draw, Francis Ngannou is going to walk out the ring because Tyson Fury doesn't hit that hard. Tyson Fury gets hit by Francis Ngannou, I'm not sure he walks out the ring. He's going to leave that ring, but I don't know if he's going to use his two legs to get out that ring. So it's an intriguing fight from that matter because you know the danger level. You know the danger level. There was never any danger with Floyd and Conor McGregor. Floyd had never hit the deck. Floyd had never been knocked out. Floyd had never broke his, never had his jaw broken or anything like that. There was never any danger. Zero danger. When Floyd is laughing in the corner, screaming, "Where's the power at?" There's no danger in the fight. There is danger in this fight. Francis Ngannou has shown from his highlight reels, he doesn't even have to hit you flush because he's not the most crisp puncher in the world. So he doesn't have to hit you flush. He just has to put his hands on you for you to go night-night. So there is a danger factor. We all know that Tyson Fury doesn't have the most solid chin in the world. So there is a danger factor. There is definitely a danger factor. And it's intriguing. And if Francis Ngannou were to buckle down and have a 10, 12-week camp and just all he did was focus on his boxing, which I'm sure all he's been focusing on lately is boxing. I'm 100% sure of that. That's all he's been focusing on is boxing. Well, that being said, yeah. Could he be ready for, listen, if there's just one simple technique, we're just going to drill and drill and drill this. We're not going to try to make you a boxer. You're already in your middle 30s. I think late 30s, actually. So we're not going to try to make you into a full-fledged boxer. What we are going to try to do is make you proficient enough to handle this guy. We're going to give you a particular technique. We're going to give you a particular drill, and we're going to drill it until the cows come home. That's what we're going to do. Simple as that. Can this fight be made? Yes. Will this fight be made? Probably. The only reason why Tyson Fury doesn't fight Alexander Usyk is because he gets Francis Ngannou. And by all means, if I were Tyson Fury, I would take it. You'd never have to work again. You would never have to fight again. Your kids would never have to work. We're talking Mayweather-McGregor money at this point. Yeah, unify, that's important. I'm not saying it's not important. But when you have an opportunity to generate this much, go for it. Listen, I'll never stop a man from making his money. That includes Francis Ngannou as well. If he's smart, he knows he's not going to make anything near what he can make with Tyson the Gypsy King theory. So those are my thoughts. Drop your comments down below. What do you think about Francis Ngannou fighting Tyson Fury? Who do you think would win? Why do you think this fight will be intriguing? Drop your thoughts down below. As always, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.